like this? You want a camera? They can't hear, right? Yeah, you want a fun fact? Can anyone hear? Yeah.
No, you're not. No, you're not. It's me and Rabbi Marciano. Max Wiesel is purposely. Max is purposely not opening my text.
This is what I want.
He's online.
This is what I want.
Am I on? Am I on? Am I on? Check mic.
You're disgusting, guys.
Hello. Choke. Hello, hello. Okay. Go on the live stream. God, check if I'm on.
I'll tell you. Talk.
Hello.
Can't hear you.
Okay. You hear me? A minute delay.
If you want, raise your right hand. Raise your hand.
So shy. Am I on? Okay.
Flip and scram.
You guys are ready?
We are on.
My hand's not up yet. Oh, my hand's up. My hand's up now.
Am I allowed to say anything?
He's the Magen guy.
My hand just popped up. Actually, no, I don't want to.
Yeah, I can hear. I can hear. Yo, are you gonna get mad at me if I say stuff?
Say dumb stuff, I'm gonna slap you.
Huh?
Yo, can I get
I can't say anything. I'm just gonna be sitting
Can
here.
I get going back also?
I can't say anything. I'm not gonna say anything. I'm not next to Zevi anymore. Okay.
And we are underway. Hillel LA controls the tip.
Turn it down. Turn it down.
You just turned off. Do you hear anything? Huh? You hear me talking?
Max, make it less slow.
We have a foul called on Magen David. This is a matchup between two excellent teams.
Max, can I get it?
I'm hearing so much feedback. So much feedback. LA leads 3-0 on a one foul shot plus a rebound and a make. Salama
I
misses.
hear this way too much. It's like, is it overpowering you? Okay, now it's good. So I just walked out.
It's been off.
No, it's not.
Salama misses a three. Here we are with Hillel. Coming around, Beatron gives it to Asulin. With Magen David for three. No good. Rebounded by Hillel. Gives to Asulin. Asulin crosses half court. And we have a stoppage here. The time looks like it didn't start for 30 seconds. Cut something before over here and it worked. No, not that. Not that. Here's Beatron. Beatron used the pick, goes around it the other way, throws up a shot. And it is no good. Rebounded by Hillel, but he's out of bounds, and the ball is going to go back to Magen David. So, Andy, what do you think about these teams? I know you don't have a mic, but you can still tell me what you think about these teams.
These two teams met earlier, actually. Magen David pulling out.
Rough top. Rebounded by Hillel. Hillel. Most gives it to Asulin. Asulin goes up, no good. He gets his own rebound, goes up on the left side and finishes it 5-0. LA. Here's Salama. Salama comes across, passes it to. Oh, and Magen David hits a three. Anthony, who is a phenomenal, has had a phenomenal tournament. Oh, taken away by Magen David. No good. Rebounded by Asulin. Gives it to Beatron. Beatron, Magen David in their full court press. Beatron coming across half court. Most gives to Most. Most comes around the big foul line jumper. No good. Rebounded by Magen David. Gives to Salama. Salama comes across half court. Fancy dribbling here. Pulls it back out. Most on him. Gives to a three in the corner from Alfax, and that is no good. Rebounded by Anthony. Anthony reverses back to Salama. Salama gives back to Alfax. Alfax couldn't control it. Now does. Gives it to Anthony. Anthony, a little runner.
Anthony with a hot start for Magen David. He's got all 5 points for them. Winner the other way, Most.
Yes, and they broke the press beautifully, but just couldn't convert. Got their own rebound and put it back in. It is
7-5, Hillel. Hillel came prepared for that press, broke it right away.
Hillel was in a
Magen
1-3-1. Gives to Anthony. Anthony back to Baghdadi. Baghdadi gives back to Anthony. Anthony gives to Greenstein. Greenstein back to Anthony. Anthony drives in,
inside.
kicks it out to Salama. Salama, top of the key.
Salama, a great shooter for Magen David.
Uses the pick, comes around. Oh, didn't have the shot. Was looking for it.
So as I was saying, these two teams did meet earlier in this tournament. Magen David pulling out with an 8-point win at DRS.
Stolen by Hillel. They're running a 2-on-1 fast break. Asulin takes it himself to the left side. Foul and one.
That is something to look for. Asulin dominated the last game versus Asher and Flatbush. And we'll see if Magen has an answer for him. He's huge.
Turn it off. Don't worry. I take everything, okay? Thank you. And Asulin hits the free throw. It is now 10-5.
Asulin dominant.
LA.
To start the game for.
Well, yeah, he's a key to their game.
Yeah.
Him and the threes, as you know.
And don't overlook Evan Most, an amazing
Here's
player
Outback,
also.
gives to Salama, who cuts around to the corner. Salama drives, nothing there. Gives it to Anthony. Anthony
Deep.
for three.
Deep.
No good. Rebounded by Asulin. Asulin flies in for the rebound.
Yeah.
And he already has 5 or 6 boards. That's it.
he'll do
Nice
it all
screen.
game.
Beatron. Oh.
Beatron.
Hezzy.
Beatron
move.
can do anything.
Winter for three.
Whitner. Three is good. Whitner.
Whitner for
Will
three.
Whitner, I was told in the pregame, is only 12 years old. The only 12-year-old in this tournament.
Well, no, there's a couple from Mimo too.
Maybe from Mimo, but Beatron also in 7th grade, but Will is 12 years old.
Great break of the 1-3-1. Now Magen David in their signature press. Gets rid of
Turns
it,
it
gives
over.
it back, and picked up by Salama for three. No good, too long. Rebounded by
Back to
Asulin. Another board for Asulin. Asulin
No
takes it
one on
himself.
Magen
Gives
David
it
is
to Whitner.
challenging him.
Whitner for three. No good.
Too strong.
Rebounded by, and goes out of bounds. It is Magen David basketball. These are two unbelievable teams, Andy.
Yep,
and,
definitely. Two
and,
powerhouses. Magen
you
won
know,
in the Yeshiva League here.
Let's just talk about the keys to the game over here. For Hillel LA, it is, as we know, Asulin being, grabbing those boards and being, as Anthony shoots a three, and that's short, rebounded by number 8, who gives to Asulin. Asulin drives.
See here, Magen has a guy on Beatron all the way. You can't let him get a foot open because he'll pay. He'll make you pay.
Timeout Magen David as they are down 15-7. So as I was saying, Andy, the keys to the game here, as we know for Hillel, is that big man, utilizing that he's definitely the biggest man on the court.
Yeah.
And
last game he wasn't versus Asher.
Well, yeah,
and he
exactly.
did a great job.
But he did a great job. That was a phenomenal game, by the way.
Yes, great comeback by Flatbush. Made a good run here.
Yes, but this is the second year we've had Hillel LA in the tournament, and second year that they're actually in the championship.
Yeah. Last year, Leo Whitner, Will Whitner's brother, the 7th grader, had 8 threes for them. I was told that in the pregame also. So.
Well, and obviously the other key to the game for them is the 3-pointers. As you know, like you said, Will
They haven't missed.
and
Beatron.
Beatron are phenomenal. I don't know if you saw that. I don't know if you saw that shot from 3/4 court that Beatron hit against Halb.
Barely a run-up.
At the halftime buzzer, which was unbelievable. But that's the keys to the game for Hillel. Magen David, the keys to their game is getting their 2 star players going. Anthony and Salama. That is their bread and butter. If their press works well, then Magen David will win the game. Over here, lets him step into the 3, and that is no good. Rebounded by Beatron.
That's something Beatron does well also. It's not just a catch and shoot. He can step into it and hit it also.
Yes, off the dribble, definitely. Yeah. Well, it looks like they have a man-to-man going. Gives to Asulin. Asulin has Anthony on him.
Maybe.
Oh, and Asulin took too many steps over there.
Anthony clapped in his face. Okay.
Well, that is part of Magen David's game plan here. They are very, very intense.
They like to get in your head.
Well, you could say that, but they're very intense, and it's no hard feelings. It's just on the basketball court.
Games.
Exactly. It's on the basketball court over there. Look at them get on the floor for that. I told you, they are very intense. The spin, and that is blocked Whitner gives it up the
Eisenberg.
most. Oh, and it's
Eisenberg,
tipped out of bounds by.
defensive glue for Hillel. He's not the biggest offensive contributor. He can score when needed.
Well,
But
yes,
he's
this-
a rebound and defensive guy that they love.
Well, these two big men remind
use.
you of almost reminiscent of David Robinson and Tim Duncan in the early 2000s, way before you were born, Andy.
Yeah.
Um,
I know about them, though. Beatron in and out on the 3.
Anteby
Inside.
drives, goes
Left.
no good.
Or maybe the right, actually.
Rebounded by Anteby. He's in the corner. Oh, he tries to throw it off Beatron, but throws it right through his legs. Here's Asulin coming down the court, gives to Most, and it's no good.
Asulin
Rebounded by
incredibly
Asulin, and that is
mobile.
no good. Rebounded by Asulin. That has to be his 10th board already. Asulin dives on the floor for the ball, and the jump ball is called.
Asulin incredibly mobile for such a big kid. He goes down the court in a flash. Gets his own rebound. Gets Most's rebound. And it's going down with Magen.
If we can go to the truck and just know, how many rebounds he has. If Max, you
I
can
think
let
God
us
might be
know.
counting.
Gav is counting. That's why I'm asking.
Asulin's rebounds. Do you know how much Asulin has in the rebounds?
You know, Beatron just got his keeper back from his coach, who is also his dad.
Really? That's it.
Yes, the coach is.
Petron's brother, I think, is also one of the best players in the older age.
Well, yes.
He was a star in Sarachek.
Exactly, he was a star in Sarachek. Here's Magen David, steps into 3. They're going to let him shoot
Petron
that
is star
ball.
for a year to
They will let him shoot that ball until he makes it.
He has the stats.
Gives it to Most. Most goes up strong. Oh, it looks like he got hit from behind, but no call. Magen David gives to Salama. Salama crosses.
Magen David has 9 missed threes.
Well, that's it. Like I said, key to the game. Magen David has 9 missed threes. Here's Alfax. Alfax drives, gives to Baghdadi. Baghdadi, no good. Rebounded by Asulin.
Magen won't stop shooting, though. They're confident in their shots.
Well, yes, eventually they're going to start
Eventually they're gonna
falling.
fall, yeah.
Here's Beatron. Comes around the Asulin pick. Oh, and he
Too
gets
Adam.
pushed. He gets pushed backcourt,
Something to look
which is
for.
a foul on Anteby.
They're playing a man one-on-one, but once Beatron gets a little step, they'll collapse on him.
How many rebounds does Asulin have?
I'm not doing personal, I'm doing team.
How many teams?
13. The Hawks have 13.
How many does Magen David have? 5. You know, we just got the rebounding totals here from the truck, and Hillel LA is out rebounding Magen David 13-5.
Dominated.
You know,
Dominated.
early in this
Also
game.
point out,
There's Beatron goes.
Evan
Nope.
was checked out of the game.
Salama a little too long, and that is out of bounds. There'll be Hillel basketball, and
been a
Magen
lot
David
of-
is in their signature press.
There's been a lot of football passes in these
Gives
games.
to
They try to go
Whitner,
cross-court.
and a timeout called by Hillel.
Coach Beatron takes one.
For all those listening across the globe here, we have teams from LA, from Boston, from Baltimore. We have a team from
107.
Israel.
107.
And it's a big honor to have everybody come together here at Halb for this annual invitational. It's the first year we've done a Shabbaton.
Big success.
And Andy, you were there. What do you think?
It was great. Great scheduling and planning. Thank you to everyone that let this happen. And hopefully we'll have a great championship game ahead to finish this tournament off.
Yeah, we're just getting a peek in from the truck to the game that's happening at DRS, the Tier 2 Championship
What do we
between
got? Mariah and JEM.
Mariah and JEM. They got to fix
Israel
that
team.
scoreboard.
Israel team first year in this tournament, successful making it to the Tier 2 Championship. And for next year, Hillel's got to be heavy favorites.
Well, yeah, they have 2 guards that are phenomenal in
Yeah.
7th grade,
Yeah.
as it is.
You gotta be-
They could be the stars.
You gotta
Antony
give
for
them-
3. That is no good. Rebounded by Asulin. Asulin pushing, gives to Most. Most goes up. Oh, and it's put it down.
Got it. Most comes back in the game, makes an impact. They're up 10 now. Hillel dominating. .8:30 to go. In the corner. Salama now. Across, Salama inside at the free throw. Good pass inside. No. Asulin missed the rebound, 21 in the corner.
Well, yes, here is Magen David, gives out to
Antaby. Antaby will just chill and wait for something to open up.
Antaby gives the
Inside.
top of the floor to Esses. Esses goes up with the
Floater.
right hand.
Nothing but net from
And he finishes,
Esses.
and they're again in their full court press. This is 17-7 here.
No, 17-9 now.
And it
Wow.
looks like Asulin stepped on the line.
Oh, okay. You see these football passes. They're trying to
Well,
go full
yeah,
court.
you know,
on
it's
these
a risky
presses.
play. You know, if it goes through, it's probably a layup on the other end. But if it doesn't, you know, it's probably a steal for Magen David. Gives to Alfax. Alfax gives around to Salama, who has Most on him. Most following him around, calling around, and Beatron.
Beatron, good poke.
Pokes it
Antaby.
backcourt. Antaby goes back to get it. Antaby taking it back across half court.
Rebbe, what do you think about bringing shot clock to this tournament?
You know, we never play with it during the year, so you know, I don't think you know it would be fair to put it in, since we don't play with it during the entire year. If the league puts it in, we would definitely contemplate looking at it.
Okay.
But you know, until then, there's nothing really to talk about. Asulin sets the pick. Beach on a long three. That is no good.
Beachon's
Rebounded by
not afraid to take
Antaby.
that.
Antaby rushing up the
Antaby,
court.
last
Gives to
possession.
Alfax. Alfax goes up. Tries to sneak one in and is no good. Rebounded by Beatron. Beatron gives to Asulin. Asulin's now going to push back the other way.
Magen
Here he
normally
comes.
hits these shots. Not falling yet. That'll
And that is a
eventually
jump ball. Great defense by Antaby there to get his hands on the ball and stay on the ball as Asulin tried to take it up and over him.
Suin tried to take it coast to coast. Beatron to inbound.
Back to they're trying to get Beatron free for a three, but you know Magen David after the last time.
I'd roll.
Oh,
do
Asulin
a pick and roll
falling
with
away is
Asulin.
no good. Rebounded by Hillel. Again, the key to the game here, the rebounding battle between Hillel and Magen David. Beatron has the ball at about half court. Drives and looked like he got pushed from behind. No call. Asulin. It's a foul on Asulin. A push. You know, Hillel's still leading 17-9, but you know things have slowed here considerably. Andy.
Yeah, Magen needs to connect on these shots to stay in this game. They're not connecting right now.
We got to shout out Michael Solomon, who just walked by, for doing all the graphics. Thank you so much, Michael. Well, here's Anthony for three, and that is no good.
Only backboard.
Like
not
I said,
falling right now.
Beatron, pump fake, pulls it back out, gives to
So
Whitner.
worried about
No,
the
gives to
Beatron
Most.
three. It
Most
spaces out the
drives,
floor.
and he dragged his foot. That is
Most
a travel.
in the semifinal game had 4 and 1s. He's good at getting inside and drawing a foul, and then even finishing the bucket also. That time he traveled.
Here is Salama. Salama coming across the court. Gives to Antaby. Antaby cross court all the way to Alfax. Who Alfax is getting trapped in the corner, and it is tipped, and it is kept in bounds by Magen David. Great job.
Walking the tightrope.
Again.
Corner. 3. That is
No good. You know, eventually Magen David is going to start hitting some of these threes.
Yep.
And
I think it took time for them last game also. Esses, Salama.
the Antaby drives in, pull-up jumper. It is good.
Nothing but net from Antaby.
And Magen David once again in their signature press. Asulin driving, gives it to Beatron. Beatron kicks it back out to Asulin. Asulin back to Beatron. Beatron pulls it out and is going to reset. Gives to Most. Most uses the pick from
Eisenberg.
Eisenberg.
Not looking to go up with
Eisenberg was looking for the pick and roll, but the ball pass was a little too high. Pulls it back out, gives it to Asulin. Asulin back to 24. 24 goes left and great
like
layup.
Freddie Salama's on Evan Most. Is that? Are they bringing 2 at most? Because if.
Well, you have Salama. Here's Anthony. Cross-court again to Alfax. Once again, they're going to make those cross-court passes. They are dangerous, but if you get them through, you can have an open shot or two. He tries to go Salama.
You don't worry about those on the 6th grade level, Rebbe, but
we
on
don't-
this level.
Right. Salama just hit a shot, and he's trying to go long, and is picked off by Anthony. Here comes Anthony down the lane, and it is
momentum for
pushing.
NGY.
No good. Rebounded by Asulin. Asulin now goes long again, and what a play by Most. You know, that's a play that doesn't come up in the scorecard, but that was a play where he
Tipped it?
tipped it to Beatron just to keep it in their possession, but I eventually kicked off their foot, and it was not, Magen David picked it up.
MDY has 12 missed threes.
Okay, so we're getting the stats from the truck here, and Magen David is 1 for 12 from 3-point range. Hillel is 1 for 3. So a massive difference there. Magen David has taken 12 3-point shots already.
Beatron's being, not harassed, but he's getting followed permanently, so that takes away their 3-point ability, so they're just getting inside. He spreads out the floor so much.
Yes, exactly. He draws so much attention that it opens the floor for the middle of the floor for their two big men. Asulin, I'm looking at them, just getting the stats from the truck here. They are 7 for 8, I believe, or something on 2-pointers. This doesn't make sense, actually. Doesn't make sense. But okay. Anyway, the rebounding battle, which is a highlight, is 9. Magen David has 19 rebounds for Hillel, which again is a big thing here because a lot of them are offensive rebounds.
At the top.
Most on
he's their big guy.
Salama.
He's playing the top, so he's not challenging Asulin on the rebounds.
And Alfax cuts to the rim on the other end is. We weren't able to get it to him over here. A little 2-pointers, no good. Rebounded by Esses. Esses gives it back out to.
Got the pass through.
Got the pass to Alfax, and Alfax finishes
now we're up
on
to
the left
4.
side.
We're down to 4
Again,
points.
here's Asulin. And he is fouled by Esses. Magen David has come back here. It was once a 10-point or 12-point game.
In this game
And now it is a 4-point game. Here's Whitner. Gets the ball. Whitner gives to Asulin. Asulin ahead. To Most. Most to Beatron. Beatron hits a 3. What a play.
He's not human. You leave him open for 1.
That's a synopsis of where this game has come and what Steph Curry and crew has done, and Trae Young and those type has done to this game. We gave up an open layup for an open 3,
absolutely.
which that's the way the game is played, and that's the way you got to play the game nowadays.
Yep.
And
moving forward, nothing doesn't seem like
the
it's gonna
analytics.
change. And to be hop step inside, no.
And that is a foul on Whitner. As I said, it's got to evolve, and the analytics say that the 3s are better than the 2s. So,
Alfax was probably bigger than Whitner. Was able to put it back, draw 2 foul for 2 shots.
And Alfax hits the first, and and the second one is no good, rebounded by none other than Asulin. Asulin gives to Most. Most to Beatron. Beatron, had a little bit of space over there, almost took it. Gives it back to Whitner. Whitner back to Most.
Small, so
Most.
If you have a guy in his face, he might just get blocked.
24 to Asulin. Asulin gets triple teamed, and he gets his own.
Almost gave it up.
And it is taken away by Magen David. Magen David's running the fast break. Oh, what a play by Whitner to deflect it to stop the fast break.
Salama with the
pull up from Salama is good.
Back to 4 points.
Now it is a 4-point game. Gives to Most. Most gets doubled. And a travel.
Magen has a chance to make it a 1-possession game now. Any bucket will make it a 1-possession game, 2 or 3.
Well, again, let's check on our friends at DRS on what the score in the game is. Here's Magen David, gives to Salama. Salama to Alfax. Alfax for 3. That is good, and that is good.
Wow. Okay.
Magen David down by 1.
See how Magen's shots start falling now. At least Alfax.
Magen David gets the steal. Salama thought about the 3 there. Didn't take it.
Salama hit one from right in front of the logo earlier. He's not scared to pull it from there. Asulin fouled. I want to know what the foul numbers are for these guys.
And it is 21-17.
JM.
The Israelis beating Mariah 21-17 with 37 seconds left in the first half over there. Okay, it is Hillel basketball. Gives to Asulin. Asulin to Beatron. Open 3.
That's going to go. Oh.
No good. Rebounded by Esses. Esses had the ball knocked away.
Whitner's everywhere on defense
yes, he is.
now.
And that is a travel on Magen David.
You know, Robbie, in these big moments, your brain just it's you don't know what to do, and
Yeah.
sometimes you just travel.
Yeah, kind of like what happened in the hockey championship. Kind of like what happened in the hockey championship. That is deflected by Anthony out of bounds, and it is Hillel basketball.
Marciano picking on us, picking fun. How did your team do this year?
Great.
Any playoff wins?
No.
Whatever. He'll get him next year. Beatron. You've got 55 seconds left out. They hold for one.
Oh, that is stolen by Anthony, and Anthony takes it all the way, and Magen David has the lead. And they're back in their press.
Anthony just broke out with those speed.
And that is out of bounds.
Hillel should call a timeout. I don't care that there's 43 seconds left. They're not breaking this. They broke it on the first play of the game. Ever since trying to go deep passes and it's not working.
Eisenberg replaces Most here.
Probably for defense set.
Well, here is Magen David inbounds to Esses. Esses to Salama. Salama's back, the reverse to Alfax. Of Alfax back to Esses. Esses to Salama is top of the key. Magen David looks like they're going to hold for no. And that's a three, and it's no good. Rebounded by Asulin. Asulin's taking it all the way to by himself, and he's fouled by Anthony.
I don't like that foul by Anthony because he can't get his numbers up in fouls.
Well, just to give you an update here on the DRS gym, it is halftime, and it is 23-19 JEM Lions, the Israeli team.
JEM didn't have a great game, the first game versus Halb, but they did beat SAR in a scrimmage a night before, I think. And they're dominant, they're big. So they went on to the Tier 2 finals. Mariah also lost to this Hillel team by 30 points.
Well, as I told you, it took them some time to get used to the American officiating and, the foul calls. They came in and played very aggressive that first game, and there was a ton of fouls, and that really hurt them. And Halb was able to capitalize at the line.
Halb was ready for them.
And yes, but they lost a very close game to SAR by like 1 point or something. And, that was the difference in Tier 1, Tier 2. He gives to Alfax for three.
Block. I think I got tipped.
And that is no good.
Sulin hit the divider.
Hit the divider here, and there is a Magen David asking the ref for a second.
We go to halftime, tied at 23. An even half. Magen came back late.
Well, we are going to halftime exactly where we started, tied at 23. And Andy, this is a great game. This is a And we are back here, approaching the second half. There's about 15 seconds left into halftime. You know, again, like I told you before, the keys to the game, the rebounding, the threes, and the breaking the press for
Give me the
Hillel.
stats.
For
Give me the
Hillel. On Magen David's side is you know, also hitting the threes. You know, they hit one there at the end, which helped them come back into their
Look for Magen to start hitting their shots here.
Well, yes.
Came on late. They weren't at the beginning, and now it's a tied game. Hillel let them get back into it, really.
Well, Hillel had trouble with that press, you know, if they learn how to break it, you know, that could be a very, very big key.
Yeah, I'm
to the
sure
game. But
Hillel's coach
Magen
went
David
over
will
at least once.
Magen David will do it again and again until they break it, consistently. Well, here's Beatron. Beatron, spin move, goes to the other side of the rim, gives to
Whitner.
Whitner uses the pick, comes around, gives to Most. Most uses the pick from Eisenberg, gives a nice roll, and that is stripped off his...
Staying here.
Off Magen David's
Ref
foot.
had a good view of it.
Yes, yes. And even Magen David is saying it was off me. Even Anthony here is saying it was off me. Most looking to inbound, gives to Eisenberg. Eisenberg to Most.
Oh, that's a Sulin.
Oh, sorry, excuse me.
That's a foul. Yeah, that's a foul. Good call.
You are correct, and that is a foul called by my good friend Tony, who is
Marciano gets along with the refs very well.
Well, you got to, as you know, as any coach knows, except when they make, you know, not great calls. But Tony's a good one, and that is stolen by Magen David, and that is a foul on Magen David.
As I was saying before half, these fouls are picking up. I'd love to see how much their top players have.
And we have a guest here from YDE over here, Soleimani. Well, I pronounced it wrong. Pardon me. Asulin used the pick, kicks out to Most. Most
no points scored.
Gives to Asulin. Asulin takes the little foul line jumper, and that looked like it was tipped, but it was short. And here's Anteby coming the other way. Anteby head of steam going into Asulin's body.
That's a foul.
Asulin blocks it and wins that battle. Here's Beatron. Beatron.
Asulin did block that, but
Most.
he
Most
him.
drives left and
that's most
stops
matchup
and finishes. Hillel leads 25-23.
Gets the lead right back.
Well, yeah. Salama stops at the half-court line, crosses, gives to Baghdadi, I think, and Baghdadi goes up, and that is no good. Rebounded by Eisenberg. Eisenberg to Asulin. Asulin pushing up the court and drives straight to the rim. It looks like he got fouled.
He'll go to the line for two.
And Asulin will head to the line for 2 shots. That is a foul on Anteby.
Yeah.
We have a championship coach here, Moshe Cohen, giving some commentary from the sidelines. You know, Moshe has been an old, you know, we used to coach against each other in the 6th grade league way back when I started. Moshe has made his way all the way up to the top of the mountain. I'm still lingering in the 6th grade league. But yeah, Moshe did a terrific job in the DRS varsity team this year, winning the championship. And congratulations to them, our boys' high school. And that is a 3 from Magen David.
Only backboard.
Here is Beatron.
3-point lead for
puts up 3. That is no good.
These Halb rims have interesting bounces on misses.
The first thing I will do will be change that rim ahead of next year's season, as it's missing a couple of
interesting development there.
A couple of hooks for the nets. But here is Anteby. Anteby coming around, spin move, and that is blocked by Asulin. Rebounded by Anteby, tries to go up again, and it's no good. Rebounded by Asulin, looks up, he has Most
went the other way.
Lefty layup, and that is good.
The thing is with these Hillel players, they're confident Asulin's going to get that rebound. They can just go down. Most does it there.
Well, timeout Magen David. Once again, this is familiar territory here for Magen David. They couldn't really pull ahead. I mean, they got over the hump for a second, but right now they find themselves down 5 as
not a big lead.
As Hillel has made some plays here down the stretch. Here's my former partner from last year, Jason Botnick, who this year came a little late and therefore, couldn't.
Basically, I'm better than him.
We have a text message coming in from Mrs. Lampert saying that Andy and I are a great duo. Thank you so much, Mrs. Lampert. It's good to know that people are listening, and Andy is great.
Never gonna hear the end of that.
And we have Noah Golumbek here, who is wearing a very bright sweatshirt. It is 36-26 JEM in the DRS gym with 11 minutes remaining in that game. Stick around for the trophy presentation from the Halb gymnasium for both teams.
Right down the street.
And the pictures coming to you after the game. Magen David is back inbound the ball.
Salama
bringing it up. Most
Hillel
on him.
does not play an aggressive press.
Well, Most is a great defender. They put him on Bram in the Hillel quarterfinal game, and
he can guard anywhere big to small, like he's guarding Salama right now.
He gets over those picks, and Alfax for three. Wide
open.
And that is rims out, rebounded by Eisenberg. Gives to Asulin. You know what's great about Asulin? He's like, and he took a hard ball.
Another foul.
Most pops right back up. Looks like he's grabbing his hip over there, but he looks like he's okay. So Andy, you've played in high pressure games.
I have a bunch.
One last week, one last year. What's it like?
What you know?
What I know, I coached in them.
Okay,
fine. So, I also played when I was younger, but lately it's been more coaching than playing. But,
yeah.
I want to know in eighth
You're a young guy, though.
In an 8th grade body, in eighth grade mind, what is that going for? Oh, a long pass to Most, and he couldn't handle it. It goes right out of bounds.
It's definitely our everything. It's we work so hard for a whole year. Everyone's so competitive in this yeshiva league. No one talks about it, but it's so competitive.
Right.
And unfortunately, I felt the feeling of losing too many times. Just couldn't get it done. And in the big moments, the brain sometimes just doesn't function as well as it should be.
Asulin falling down. Hits a layup, and Hillel LA pulling away over here. It's 31-23. Here's Salama.
Just an 8-point game.
Let me just make a point over here, because as a coach, has coached against Magen David for multiple years, many times. Both in the elementary school and middle school division, and in the high school division. Their press only works on if they make shots. They only go into the press on a make. So if they're not making shots and they're not in that press, they can't generate that defense to offense, steals and so on. And therefore, that leaves them, kind of missing a big piece of their games. And here they have not made a shot since halftime.
Not falling right now for them.
And that is massive for them, because a big part of their game is that press. So it's a very, very, very. And we got to touch the ball. Look at that. We got to touch the ball, and we give it to my good friend Tony, the ref.
Oh, I thought that was a regular season.
Magen David last year played against Hillel, and that buzzer beater shot in the quarterfinals that Hillel hit against Magen David.
Oh, that last year you're talking about?
Last year sent them home.
Yeah. Josh Human, an incredible player for Hillel last year.
Has been, was an incredible player last year, but he's also been amazing this year. In the 9th grade, so I hear, in my conversations with some people around here, who know them very well. Just want to shout out one person here Andy, you know, as we coming back from the break, you know, Shayna Steinmetz has done an unbelievable job helping out with the tournament. Really from her Hustle and Hard
Shout out to Hustle and Hard. Go follow their Instagram.
Yes,
They've been covering
go follow
this
their
tournament the
Instagram.
whole time. Doing a great job.
But they've also helped out tremendous with the planning and the Shabbos and the whole thing. So big shout out to her.
Thank you to them.
You know, big shout out to our live stream crew who's done an unbelievable job, really a professional job. Here's Beatron, drives to the rim, a little floater is good.
Yes, it is good.
And 31-23, Hillel is back on top. Most picks up Salama here. Most gets into his defensive stance. He gets really low. Here's Anthony setting a pick on the left side. Kicks to Alfax. Alfax tries to drive on Asulin. Nothing doing there. Esses gets the ball. He's out at the three-point line, and they'll leave him over there until he hits a shot. Here's Salama. Salama uses the pick from Greenstein. Greenstein gives to Alfax, who's deflected by Asulin. Esses gives to Alfax, and Alfax able to finish.
Good, making it not a double-digit lead.
And here we go. Magen David is back in the press. And there we go. That is deflected and stolen by Magen David. Once again, Magen David only can go in that press if they make the shot.
Gotta keep the ball in
Anthony
Anthony's
goes strong to the rim and finishes. And here we go again.
Anthony done it all year.
Here we go again. They are in the press. Oh, and that is deflected and stolen. And Anthony goes to the rim and he scores. And timeout, Hillel.
We're down to 4-point game. Magen
like
David
I told you, key to the
generating
game.
Pressure.
Key to the game, Andy, is that if Magen David is not hitting shots, they can't go into that
Rebbe,
press.
can you share how to break this on the live stream?
Oh, this press. Once you play against it a long time, the key is you gotta, you know.
Hillel does not have experience
the way
versus
this,
Magen,
well,
so
they had experience last year, and Magen David has played this press for as long as I can remember. You know, and it's a very good press because they are very athletic and very quick. They condition.
Yeah, they
condition
very
well for this. They have a massive gym, so they have to be well conditioned
They're
in order to
committed.
play in their home gym. But they're also very committed to their basketball program, and you know, in general, they're very you know active defensively. So the way this press works is they actually put 3 people all the way up. It's kind of like an arrow press. Where they put 3 people all the way up, they cheat it, and wherever you inbound the ball, you're getting double teamed right away. And when you get double teamed, right away they cover the gaps. Now the key is you got to hit the middle. When you hit the middle and you turn around, you have 2 people down there. It's a layup on the other end. You see here?
Oh, here
you
we
see
go.
Here? He throws a long one, and that is Beatron gets it.
That's one way to break it. You can you can run around after someone scores.
Gives to
Hillel
Asulin.
not utilizing
Asulin's
that
going to
yet.
drive. He gets doubled and look like he got
Still
hit.
got it up.
Finishes. He's a
Puts
strong, big player, and
He's
you
been
know.
hitting his shots today.
Yes, he has. Here's Most on a Salama. Salama crosses, goes left, gives it to Greenstein. Greenstein to Esses. Esses to Anthony. Anthony curls around and gives a nice pass to Alfax, who goes reverse and is no good. Rebounded by Asulin. Beatron to Most. Most drives, nothing doing, kicks it out to Asulin. Asulin dribbles left.
Asulin playing at the top here with a pull-up jumper.
Pull-up jumper from
He's
the foul
a
line.
big guy, but he's mobile and he can shoot it.
Good. The Alfax. Alfax goes strong up, and that is good. Good play by Alfax.
Strong play by Alfax.
And again, here we are. They are in the press. This is a long pass.
Reset by Beatron. Beatron got his man one-on-one. Anthony's a mismatch on Beatron.
Whitner gives to Eisenberg. Eisenberg to Beatron.
That's open.
A 3 in the little short. Asulin with the rebound.
That's definitely a key to the game, by the way, Rebbe.
Looked like he got
Beatron
hit there.
Been quiet. Beatron's been very quiet this game.
Well, Magen David, like I said,
has not been all tournament. It's been very loud all tournament.
It's a key to the game for Magen David is contain Beatron, and so far they've done a tremendous job. Beatron is guarding Anthony though.
Yeah.
And that is big. Here's Salama.
And Anthony was guarding Beatron before.
With most Salama, a long 3 is a little short. Esses with the rebound. Gives to Anthony. Anthony out to Alfax. Alfax gives a spin. Back to Greenstein. Back to Salama. Here. Salama, top at about the midcourt line at the logo. He's setting up the play. Gives to Anthony. Anthony catches, spins.
Wow.
And that is no good. Rebounded by
shows
none
off
other
that
than
spinner.
Asulin. Asulin's going to take this here. And gives Beatron the most is fouled.
I don't think the foul was on Anthony who blocked it. I think it was the guy on him who.
They called this foul on number 12. It is on Anthony. And that is his.
Hawks have 1 more point than rebound.
Most hits.
34 rebounds to 17.
You know, again, here the key to the game. We'll keep going back to it. The rebounding battle is
Dominated by Hillel.
is dominated by Hillel, 35 to 17, and that is Salama hits the three.
Finally
and again,
cashes in
here
on
they
his
are.
signature three-point shot.
Here they are in the press. Gives to Beatron in the corner. Beatron, oh, sidestep,
Got
nothing
two
there.
guys
Goes up,
inside.
and he's fouled. And Beatron hits the first. (38-34). Beatron hits the second, and 39.
33, you know? They added points to their own team.
Is
Okay.
Is that the right score? 39-34. 39-34. Salama comes around, goes left. Take it away. Go take it away. And to be pull up, and that is good.
That's water for man to be. Off the net. 3-point game, one possession. Come on, bro. Chucked it. Absolutely launched
Oh,
it.
and that is stolen by Greenstein.
I don't like that play by Beatron staring at it. I'd like to just go to that
And
ball.
to be for three, and that is
No,
long, no
wants it
good.
to tie it.
Deflected, and it goes to Beatron. It takes a layup, and no good. Rebounded by Most.
Most just bigger.
Most
than
is
ever.
fouled. He's hit the deck multiple times here in the last.
Fearless. He's not afraid to get fouled and hit the deck. Go to the line to shoot two now again.
You know, again, if Hillel can keep hitting their foul shots and they can keep them at arm's length, you know, they will stay in this lead here. But you know, Most first foul shot is no good.
Rim's out.
Here's Most and hits the second.
4-point game makes it a 2-possession game now. That's huge.
Well, it is a 4-point game.
Sama.
Here's Salama gives to Antaby. Antaby.
Controlling at the top now. Salama's going around the whole court. What are they going to call?
They called a foul on Most. Trying to get around the pick. He was pushing his way through, and they called a foul
I
on
think
him.
if you're calling a foul there, it would be a DUI. I think most trying to play good defense there.
Salama inbounding the ball, inbounds to Antaby. Antaby gives to Esses. Esses swings around to Alfax. Here comes Salama around the pick, and it's thrown out of bounds. It is going to be Hillel basketball, and Magen David's going to get to go into their press here because it was an out of bounds
That's
move.
foul. Come on, you're reaching over. They get the steal. Oh, what are they going to call? Jump. Possession arrow with... Who's that ref? Do you know?
We've had him a couple times, of course. That was the right call. Hillel had clear possession of the ball there. We had a great vantage point right here. But Hillel had a clear vantage point, and Evan Most, the heads-up play, to call a timeout there. You know, it was the correct call. I know Magen David's not so happy about it, but Joey gets his team back under control and takes them right back into the huddle.
4-point lead, 7:45 left.
We'll be right back after a short break. And we're back here as Hillel inbounds the ball. That's given to Asulin. Asulin taking up the court. Beachron is open for three.
That's
No good. He rushed it a little bit. That is a foul.
Beachon went open. Hasn't connected on all of them like he's been consistently doing.
That's a foul on Asulin there over the back. And here we go. Inbounds to Magen David to Salama. Most on him. Sets a pick from Anthony, gets around the pick, and that is a falling away
Pull-up
shot
jumper.
by Salama. And that is no good. Rebounded by none other than Asulin.
How much does this kid have on the boards?
Oh, and that is a travel.
A walk.
Magen David does a great job of staying vertical. You know that, Andy?
What do you mean?
Well, staying
Elaborate.
straight up in the air instead
Yeah.
of putting their hands down or reaching for the ball.
Yeah.
Where they
A
get.
lot of teams have problems on the middle school
Well,
level
we have a
with that.
little spillage or a little sweat point on the court, and yeah, Michael's getting one here. Well, the rebounding battle, 36-17. Hillel, Magen David is fouled 13 times as opposed to 5 for Hillel total. This is totals in the game. And turnovers, Hillel has 23 turnovers to 8
And
for
to be
Magen
for
David.
three,
And
no.
3 for 3 is no good. And that's ahead to Most, and he little too strong.
Yeah, Most was in a rush
There's
there.
Anthony. Anthony's
Couldn't get
spin
balance.
move is no
Anthony's
good.
shown off
Rebounded
that
by
spin move
Eisenberg.
3 times
Eisenberg
tonight.
gives to Asulin. We are picking up the pace over here. Asulin gives to Beatron, who comes around the pick. He is guarded heavily by Magen David over here, by Alfax, I believe. Beatron gives to Whitner. Whitner goes right, cuts back to the left, comes around, and that is a foul on Salama on the pass here, and that is going to be 1-1. 1-1 here for the rest of the way. Actually, it'll be 1-1 for the next two, and for the next foul, and then after that, I'll be 2 shots. You know, we're going back to the old rules here, where, you know, because it's 2 halves, we have 7 fouls is 1-1, and 10 will be 2 shots. Winner hits the first. It is 41-36. Very focused
Had to
kid, and
jump
he
on
has
the line.
that is a lane violation on Hillel. They stepped over a little too quick. Here's Most
Magen with possession. Most on
on
Salama.
Salama.
I think with Salama and Antaby, whoever
That is
doesn't have the
stolen
ball
by Eisenberg.
runs around the
Eisenberg
court and comes to the right
to
corner.
Whitner. Well, they run a curl play over there.
Yeah,
It's a famous
they
one.
do it a
Another
lot.
famous thing of Magen David's.
With their top 2.
But they're very successful. So, you know, Whitner for 3. No good
contested.
short. Looked like it was blocked.
Yeah.
Rebounded by Anthony. Anthony pulling it in, gives to Alfax. Alfax
Alfax
comes
should have gone
around.
up with that.
Comes around, and he takes it to the other corner, brings it back out, goes right back to Anthony, resets to Salama. Salama calls out a play. Coach Beatron calls out a play. Salama, a long 3 is
No
long, no
background.
good. Rebounded by Eisenberg. Eisenberg gives to Asulin. Asulin will bring it across the timeline, passes it to Beatron. Beatron to Most. Most to and that's a foul on Beatron. Well, he's had his 2 hands on him, and he was body checking him, so that's going to be a foul. Yeah, the ref let him get away with it for a few seconds, but after that, you know, he had to call the foul. And here
Debbie,
they
I know in hockey in these big games sometimes the refs put the whistles away for fouls and penalties.
somebody sounds a little
So in basketball, do they do that?
salty, as they say.
Well, do they do that in basketball also? Or
Beatron to Whitner. Whitner for 3 is another
high arc?
high arc.
Smart play. So Rebby, in these big games, do these refs let them play a little bit more, or it's just a regular
Well,
called game?
Well, you know, sometimes in middle school sports, if they call every single little call, you know, they would be here all day, you know, all night, I guess.
Yeah, a lot of middle school kids are handsy with the pickpockets. A lot
Salama,
of
a
reaching.
little runner, is no good. Rebounded by none other than
Sulin.
Asulin gives to Beatron.
If-
Beatron gives to Most.
If Hillel wins, I
Most.
think Grabba Marciano should get a post-game interview with Sulin.
Well, we might. He might be the MVP at this rate if he's getting all these rebounds. Gives to Eisenberg. Eisenberg goes up and is
Who makes
no
that decision?
good. Well, you know, Andy, who makes the decision? Well,
The one and only?
the one and only. Well, Andy, let's check on the DRS game here. and see what's going on in that gym. Eisenberg, the first foul shot is a little long and no good. Israel is up 6 with 1 minute left in the ball game.
Mariah's going to have to do something miraculous.
And Eisenberg hits the second. It is now a 6-point game and a timeout, Magen David. We are going to call on Moshe Cohen for an interview here, for a quick interview. Well, Coach Moshe, you know, first of all, congratulations on a terrific season at DRS. You know, you guys really came together for one of those historic seasons where I think you lost 3 games.
3 games.
3 games total. That's including, I mean,
Until Sarachek. Until Sarachek.
They lost 3 games total. That's in all the tournaments, and that's a tremendous feat.
Thank you.
Moshe,
Thank
you know, we've seen here that, you know, Hillel has a tremendous rebounding advantage, but Magen David's press has given Hillel trouble. As I said to Andy earlier, you know, Magen David can only go into their press if they make baskets. And if they're not making baskets, they can't go into that press. You know, what's the key to breaking that press? Because as you know, they will hit some baskets down the stretch here, and Hillel is going to have to break that press.
Yeah, so you got to send guys up the middle. Their press is amazing. It's the rat. They do it from, you know, basically 5th grade up through high school. I've been seeing it for the last 15 years. But you got to move quick passing. They have the big man. I would have the big man right through the middle, and then another pass to the guards, get them going up the court. But they've struggled to score in this game.
Yes, yes, and as you know, the big man has been inbounding the ball, which is an interesting strategy because I guess he's strong and he can make the long passes. But if I was the coach, I would put him in the middle,
right in the
because
middle.
If he gets the ball, he's big. You could just throw it up to him, and then he turns, and everybody's
and
running.
Then move down the court.
And you move down the court, and that'll cause Magen David to come out of it real quick. That is a foul there on Beatron. Well, anyway, thank you, Moshe.
Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure.
All right. Here's Moshe here because his nephew
Hillel with a 6-point lead with 3 minutes to go.
Is on the Hillel LA team. I don't think Moshe has missed a game for this Hillel LA. He even davened with us on Shabbos. And that is.
Ooh, Beatron took a hard fall.
Did take a hard fall. Let's see if they capitalize. Nope, no good. And
he hit one of
rebounded
them earlier,
by.
but
And that is no good. Rebounded by.
I think Asulin's got away with some
out
of
of
these
bounds
fouls.
off of Magen David. It'll be Hawks ball, and now they get into their press over here. Let's see if Magen David can make this a game. And there you go. They put the big man in the middle, which definitely was kept it.
Coach Marciano called it.
You know.
One of the best 6th grade coaches around.
Well, thank you, Andy.
Yeah, always dishing out compliments. Most at the top.
Most
inside
gives
Eisenberg,
and that is out of bounds off Magen David here.
Staying.
We are approaching the 2-minute mark, and the clock is going to run until that 2-minute warning.
2 minutes? Okay, fine.
You know, and that is.
Stop it now. You stop it now. No. Okay.
And
nice.
inbound to Asulin. Asulin dribbles, one dribble, gives to Most, who comes around the pick, takes a little floater, and it is good!
Nothing
Evan Most.
Butter from Evan Most. And now you got a big deficit to climb.
You know, like we said earlier, these are 2 7th graders on this team that are closing the game, Andy.
Yeah.
This is amazing to see. Here's Anthony for 3. Oh, in and out, no good, rebounded by.
That'd be, as we've seen in this tournament from Flatbush, and as we saw last night with Houston, this game's not over until it's over, but you got 8 points to go with a minute and a half left.
Definitely know that. Here's Magen David for 3.
It's good! Wow.
And here the big man's back taking out the ball. This is such an interesting strategy. But here they give it to him. They get it to Most. Most, a long pass to Beatron, who just gets it through.
Don't force up a shot now.
Beatron has the ball. There's a
5-point lead with a minute 8 to go.
Most with the ball. Gives to Asulin. Asulin gets fouled, and he's going to go to the line to shoot 2.
I wonder what the foul numbers are right now.
Well, it's 10, that's the 10th,
on Magen.
That is the 10th foul, and Asulin will be shooting 2 shots, 2 shots, 2 shots, 2 shots.
But Marciano pleading for 2 shots.
It had 10 on the foul. It has 10 on the board. It has 10 on the board here.
2
well,
shots.
yes, they corrected that, and it is 2 shots.
once again, with a minute remaining here, I want to thank our live stream crew, led by none other than Max Wiesel, for an amazing job this tournament, along with our various cameramen from Zevi, our Gabriel Axelrod, Judah Poplak, our announcers at different games, Judah Engel, and Zevi as well. Just a phenomenal job. And this is another three.
Put back also.
No, put back no good, and that is rebounded by Asula.
Missed opportunities from Magen David.
With 46 seconds left.
And Hillel might be closing this one out.
It's a 6-point game with Asulin going to the line to shoot 2 foul shots here.
May be able to close this annual Halb Invitational out right here. Try to get him for a post game.
Asulin for the first one. It is
Butter.
good, and that is makes it a 7-point game here. He hits the second, and
Slama up the court. You got to get a shot up right away. You can't be holding this ball.
Three. It is no good, and it will be
I don't even want to see
Hillel
Magen
basketball.
fouling.
Magen's going to go into their press here. And again, they switch, and the big man gets out of the inbound spot. He gives to Beatron. Beatron spins, and he is fouled. And it will go to the line to shoot 2.
Wow.
With 35 seconds left.
Magen beat them earlier in the tournament in crunch time. They took over that game in crunch time.
Well,
this time, Hillel taking it over in crunch
well,
time.
yes,
First one's good from Beatron.
Beatron hits the first. Hillel can taste it. To see the smiles, you see the relief on their faces right now as
goes to a 9-point lead. You
as
got to
it's
go
a
quick. Antby up the
9-point
court.
game. Antby up the court. He's going to pull up a long 3. And that is no good. Long rebounded by Evan Most,
I don't want to see a foul.
who is getting fouled. There's 25.9
I
seconds
think
left.
if you're Magen, you got to accept your fate. Maybe would you want your team to foul in this situation?
Well, as a coach, as a competitive guy, you always think you're in it. It can go either way, but, you still want to try. If they miss, you have a little chance here. Well,
it is a 10-point lead, double digits with 25 seconds
to Salama.
left.
Salama
Doesn't seem like Magen's
crosses half
one.
court. Salama a long three is good.
Clock stop.
And timeout, Magen David. They stop the clock. They're going to go into the press here, and if Hillel can't beat it, they will. This can be a ball game. There you go.
Yeah, you can move it to a 4-point game on a steal and a 3.
Well, Jason comes with a very, 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 very hot take right now.
Bold,
very bold.
I think Jason wants to be different right now.
Yeah. Michael Solomon says it's not March anymore, so the magic is gone.
The madness.
The madness. I apologize.
Yeah, what are you doing? The one and only Reverend Marciano made a mistake. It's
very rare, no?
Yeah, I mean, you don't see that often.
It's very rare, Andy. And here is Hillel, gets it into Beatron. Beatron dribbles down the sideline, gets fouled by Antby.
Doesn't seem like such an aggressive press from Magen there for a steal.
Wow.
Beatron, a good free throw shooter. Looks to close it out here.
It looks like Antby has fouled out of the game here.
Yeah, I said it. Yeah, his fouls definitely were getting higher and higher.
I think they called it on him. Magen David falling just short in the championship. Winning the championship. Tried to come here and sweep the tournament. But it looks like they're going to fall just short, Andy. Just short.
Winning the Yeshiva League championship, making it here to this championship game.
And Beatron hits it, and it is a 9-point game.
And to be still in.
And to be still in. Oh, he didn't foul out. Excuse me then. And that is going to be Evan Most going to dribble it. No. 5 points.
He's not going to shoot it.
And Hillel LA has won the championship here at the 5th annual Halb Invitational Basketball Tournament. Stay tuned for our post-game interview with the MVP. Stay tuned. We're going to go to a quick break, and we'll be back shortly.
There are a few things that we go about. First of all, thank you to our sponsors. Our sponsors, our corporate sponsor, Meridian Capital Group, who without them, we don't know if we could have made this happen. Thank you to all the other various sponsors. Thank you to the school, the board of directors who allows us to do this. And thank you to the live stream crew, led by Max Wiesel. Thank you to our videographer, our photographer. All right, so without further ado, I think we're going to face, guys, I think we're going to face this way because the camera's there so the people back home can see it. Here to present the 2025 Halb Invitational Basketball Tournament Tier 1 champions, the Harlem Hillel Hawks. Okay, and now for the MVP of the Tier 1. The 2025 Halb Invitational Tier 1 MVP is going to go to, I don't know his first name, but Asulin. You were absolutely unbelievable. The amount of rebounds you had, I think you had 20 rebounds, 19 points. You definitely had. Well, let's turn around this way for the people back home so they can see us. And now really quickly for the post-game interview. Ness, Asulin, come on over there. We'll get a little post-game interview so the people back home can hear us.
That way?
We are here with tournament Tier 1 MVP, Ness Asulin. Wow, I feel like I'm interviewing like Shea. When you interview somebody on the Thunder, the entire team stands around them. It's like, But Ness, as I was talking with my partner Andy Lampert, we said one of the keys to the game for you guys is rebounds. And you out-rebounded the competition. You yourself has out-rebounded Magen David, and that was definitely a key to the game. What goes through your mind? Let's start with this. What goes through your mind going into a big game like this?
I don't know. I just get like locked in,
They came out in the zone. We hit a couple threes and they switched to a man. And from there, it was barbecue chicken.
Yeah.
That was Beatron answering the.
That was my answer.
That was his answer. Yeah, he just didn't have the words.
Yeah.
Anyways, Ness, as you grabbed all those rebounds, but besides for that, you were kind of like point forward. You're bringing up the ball, driving, getting the rebounds, kicking it out. You were kind of like the facilitator there. What let you, be, kind of like, finding your open teammates, being the guy that, that led this charge?
I don't know what to say. What should I say?
Great coach.
My amazing coach, David Beatron.
It's you guys.
Really, guys.
My amazing teammate, Joseph Beatron.
I don't know how many of you guys were here last year, if any of you. Any of you were here last year?
I didn't play.
You didn't play. You were here last year with your
By
brother
the
on
way,
the team, right?
shout out to Yash Arpour, Aaron Yash Arpour. He couldn't be here right now, but we love you, Yash.
Well, yeah, he was supposed to read like Shaney, and he obviously, for unfortunate circumstances, our thoughts and prayers are with his family. He couldn't come. But you guys definitely are going to take the hardware back for him. You're going to show it off. You'll present it in your school. And, going forward, we hope to see you guys back next year. I know you guys got a couple of 7th graders. Let's pass the mic to one of those 7th graders. Let's give it to Joe.
Yeah.
Joe Beatron here. Joe, as a 7th grader, playing every minute of the game in a championship game, it's not the usual sight you get to see. But obviously you have talent. How do you not let that get to your head where you think that you have to do everything and you trust your teammates like Ness, like Will, right? I got it. Okay. How do you let that happen?
I just have to trust in my teammates, We do a lot of pick and rolls. I get it to the open people, and I can trust them because they're my teammates. I've known them. I practice with them, and I believe in them.
Well, that is phenomenal. You definitely saw it in the game because you know what? You didn't have a game where you scored, 9 threes like you did the first time you played Magen David, but yet your team still came out with a 9-point victory. Let's pass that mic over to Will over here. Before we present the Tier 2 champion trophy here. Will, like I just asked your teammates here, Israel is hyped. Israel is hyped. Israel is absolute hype. But Will, let me ask you.
That's amazing to see. Two opposing teams getting together just to sing and dance, just because this has been a tremendous tournament of Achdus. Will, let me ask you a question. As another 7th grader, you're coming on this tournament with all the older guys. You're around a bunch of older guys. You know, first of all, how was the tournament, Will?
Really fun.
Really fun? You're excited for next year?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Well, Will, coming together with all the older guys, but, you know, holding your own, not letting them bully you, not letting them push you around, you know, holding your own. What goes through your mind in a game like this?
I mean, even though they do bully me around a lot, you know, I still trust in them, I believe in them, and I love them.
All right, thank you, Will. We're going to be right back after the Israeli team.
And it's kind of like barbecue chicken, you know? You just like, you feel it.
Yeah. All right, we'll be right back. All right, let's go over there. Where's the mic?
Okay, congratulations to our Tier 1 champion, the Halb. And now for the trophy presentation to Tier 2. By the way, Coach Beatron, if you want this box to take it home with you, you can keep it safe. Okay, for the Tier 2 champion. Where's your coach? Coach Omer. Omer, we're going to face this way over here so the people back home can see. So it is my honor. First of all, we had an amazing time here this Shabbat with you know, all the teams, but it was especially, זה היה מאוד מרגש שבאתם, you know, that you were able to play in a tournament, that you were able to fly halfway across the world to come play in the tournament. It was amazing, you know. And for you to go home with some trophy, it's definitely special. So it's my honor to present the Halb Invitational Tier 2 trophy to the JEM Lions all the way from Israel. Okay, and now for the MVP. Oh, let's take a picture. Let's take a picture here. Let's take a picture first before you break it, Let's take a picture here, hold on. Here, let's go. Okay, and now for the thank you to and now for the MVP of the Tier 2 champion, it goes to Joy Dagan. Thank you so much. Coach Omer, let's get a post-game interview over here. Coach, let's get a post-game interview. For anybody that didn't eat, we have food in the cafeteria next door. Please feel free.
Okay, we are here with Coach Omer from the Team Israel, the JEM Lions. JEM standing for Jerusalem Efrat Modi'in is where they're from. Coach, tell us, everybody's wondering, how did this happen?
Right when Yaniv Saidi approached me, this was just a pipe dream. It wasn't meant to be. They tried to organize a team, and they said they're not doing it. And so Yaniv said, "Can we still do it?" I said, "This was a month before the flight. All right, I'm in." And none of these players knew each other. A lot of these players came from a couple of different cities, a couple of different teams, and they didn't know each other before. Everyone just assumed that they knew each other for like months, and they've known each other maybe for 4 weeks. So it's just a beautiful family right now. I'm very proud of them.
That's unbelievable for you to come back here and come in here and win the Tier 2 championship. It's unbelievable from the fact that they didn't know each other like 4 weeks ago. So that's unbelievable. Well, I'm sure you have a lot of people to thank. I'm sure you have a bunch of people at home that are watching. But in general, what were your overall thoughts on the Shabbaton, on the tournament? And the $1 million question, would you be back next year?
First of all, I'm going to answer your second question. We'll be back if you'll have us back.
Okay, that's good to know.
That's first of all. Second of all, like you said, a lot of times, as you guys know, that Nefesh B'Nefesh sponsored us, which was an amazing feat. We had to raise close to $30,000 just to be here. And given that the sponsors were just sponsoring one by one, Ateret Kohanim also sponsored us. And, right once we came here, we had people sponsoring us to go to the Knicks game. We had people sponsoring us to go out for dinner. So this was greater than basketball, as we know. People were really behind us. The parents that were in Israel were staying up till 3 o'clock in the morning watching this game. So, and the cool part is that even though we came to New York, we had so many fans that were here behind us. And that was really something very beautiful to see.
Yeah, you have a fan right here.
Thank you.
In all you guys do, and definitely, I was speaking to one of your team members, and he told me that when he got to the airport, his father said, "I'm going back to reserves," and had to leave, to go there. That must be tremendously difficult for some of these, well, anybody, but especially for a young boy in 8th grade, 13, 14 years old. And for them to come here and get some needed rest, relaxation, enjoyment, seeing the different cultures, different people, the different, is amazing to see. The last question I have for you is where do you find everybody?
Everyone's asking me that. First of all, I just want to touch on your first point. Zehamod Maragesh, because you're talking about a team that most of their fathers were not home. And so the fathers were like crying to me, literally. Yahav's father came to the airport. He said goodbye to him. He's in Mishmar now. Yahav, Mishmar. Near Gaza. All right, so he's going to go home, and his father won't be there. And his father's actually a basketball coach, and he loved this idea. And so this team was formulated, honestly, it was not easy. We had maybe a week. I was just WhatsApping. As you guys know, in Israel, it's just various teams. It's not like I can contact the school. Like I said, these guys didn't know each other. I just want to give a shout out to my assistant coach for always being there for me. I love you. And he really was before I even finished asking him if he's in, he was like, I'm all in. He didn't ask his wife, he didn't ask his kids, he didn't ask anyone. And this was 3 days before Pesach. And so it was a shidduch made in heaven. It really was. And so we'll be glad to come back next year with a new squad. And maybe we'll take some of these veterans with us if we can. But it was just very fun. Thank you so much to Rabbi Englander for having us. And thank you, Rabbi Marciano, for everything that you did.
No problem. Really an amazing time. I enjoyed every second of it. As much as the hard work that goes into it, it's all worth it when you see the smiles on these kids' faces. Yeah. You see them getting together with people that they didn't know that they were hanging out with the whole Shabbat day. Hanging out with, getting to know them, playing with them, joking with them.
And at the end of the day, everyone was a mensch. I didn't see anything that was beyond. It was just it was exactly the point of the tournament.
Exactly.
Kibbutz Galayot, bringing everyone together for a greater cause, for a greater good, making sure that basketball was the conduit to our togetherness, and that's exactly what happened.
Yes, and the last thing is that, I don't know if you remember, but when Rabbi Englander put everybody together in the gym and hands around each other, we sang Achenu, and just getting that feeling of everybody. We all, even though we wear different jerseys here, we're all on this. Ultimately, we're all on the same team. For for this year, it's a wrap on the tournament, and we'll see for next year how we can make it better, because we're always looking to improve. But for this year, I think it was a great tournament. And for that, we're going to sign off over here. We'd like to thank the live stream crew one more time. I'd like to thank the Israel team and all the coaches. A lot of times the coaches don't get the credit, but they come all the way halfway across the world and or across the country or whatever, and they spend their hard-earned time. This is extra. This is not needed, and yeah. So I want to thank every coach, every chaperone for giving up their precious time before Pesach and coming, and hopefully we'll see you guys all back next year. Have a great night.
Thank you.